All right, let's dive into this Olympic thing. What'd you think of Wilson and Celebrini with McDavid at the first skate?
Well, I thought it was interesting. First of all, let me back up before my thoughts were. When I saw it, my initial thing is, well, you know what they're doing. They're just trying to get their legs about them. They're trying to, get off the plane, get moving, and everything that goes with it. But with it comes, hey, let's see how it looks. I never thought that Tom Wilson playing with Connor McDavid was a bad idea. If you're not going to have Zach Hyman, why not have a guy like Tom Wilson, who's a top player who carves out space? And you know what I've said about this, Dustin and Dave? I believe that Connor McDavid it will have the brightest spotlight on him, will carry the greatest responsibility, and he's not going to shy away from that. So what do you want to do? You want to set him up as best as you can. I really believe that. And I think Tom Wilson can do that in a lot of ways. If you don't have Zach Hyman, well, I think that Wilson can do that, because not only can he carve out space because he can skate and because he's big, other opponents are now going to be pushed away because what Tom Wilson does, which we saw how Connor McDavid can sweep in and take advantage of that space. So I like it. We'll see how Celebrini play. Like, what surprised me was Crosby playing center. It wasn't so much Celebrini playing left wing. It was Crosby playing center, because I still see Crosby with McKinnon.
Craig Button with us on the show today. And just, it's interesting because McDavid at the Four Nations didn't light the world on fire. Remember, you're still like, okay, and then he scores the winning goal, and you're like, okay, maybe that's the passing of the torch for Hockey Canada from Sid to Connor because he got the big goal. Is this where that really becomes a thing, Craig? Like, does this become... I know Sid's the captain, and he should be, but is this Connor McDavid's international coming out party on the biggest stage, his first time in the Olympics? Does he take this tournament over, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that's why I say there will be no brighter spotlight on any hockey player than the one on Connor McDavid, for exactly that reason. And when it comes to hockey in Canada, yes, absolutely it is. And certainly Connor is excited. It's 12 years since the NHL players participated. And so a whole generation of players is coming to the Olympics for the first time. And Connor leads that generation. He is the leader of that generation. There is no question about it. So to me, yes, this could be the passing of the torch. And to your point, yeah, I mean, at the most critical time, he scores the goal that mattered. But through that tournament, it was I don't want to say it was a struggle, but it was always trying to find who can work with Connor, who can work with him, how's he going to feel, trying to get there, and ultimately he delivered when it mattered the most. But I never thought they found the right pairs with him. I never thought they did.
Yeah,
Greg, we know how the Oilers have played, certainly right before the break. We heard what Leon had to say. Is this a team that needs a coaching change of some description, either the head coach or one of the assistants, or leave it untouched? If you were in a position of power, you're running this team, would you be looking at that now?
No, certainly not with Kris Knoblauch. I think you're always, Dave, looking. I mean, the relationship with respect to the coach and the players, to me, is one where, the players have to believe in what the coaching staff is doing. And, we measure it by the results. And I think that Leon's comments were ones of frustration. I think that they were true. And he didn't just point the finger in one area. He pointed in a lot of different areas. And I think when somebody that's earned the right to speak, like Leon Draisaitl has, you better listen. You better listen. Hey, okay, where do you think? And so you don't just go to Leon or to Connor or you talk to Kris. Okay, Kris, what do you think about these comments? Okay, where do you think you can get a little bit of help? Where do you think you need a lot more help? And you have to have that conversation. As difficult as it may be, if you don't have it, then you're letting something not be addressed. And maybe it doesn't get addressed with anything. But if you don't talk about it and you don't see where it's headed, or you don't understand where this could head, both positively or negatively, then I don't think you're being true to yourself. I think that the Oilers have a player have a team construction problem. I don't think they have a coaching problem. I think the construction of the team is flawed. I think they have 7 forwards and 4 defensemen, and that leaves you 7 skaters short. And hey, listen, they made the move on the goaltending. We can talk about the goaltending until we're blue. Has to improve. But when you're 2 defensemen short and 4 forwards or 5 forwards short, you got no depth. And the reason Kris Knoblauch always has to go back to the well with those guys is because the rest of the group, the bottom end of the group, can't carry play. They can't carry play of any significance or any importance. I think this is on management to try to find. I think management screwed it up in 2024, quite frankly, Dave. With when they traded Ryan McLeod, they didn't match the offer sheet with Broberg and Holloway. They traded Ceci, who was a really good right shot bottom pair defenseman, a really good part of the penalty killing. They lose Corey Perry last summer. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we're going to talk about the coach? Management has failed the team to this point.
Okay, so I want to follow that up because we're watching them this season, and they're on pace for about 90 points, which in this division will be enough to get them into the playoffs. But the last 4 years, they've had like 103, 104, 105 points. If you're this management team right now, Craig, and you're sitting there and you got this time to sort of discuss things, can you ever not be all in a Connor McDavid year? Like, can you look at your team and go, man, like you mentioned, like they might be 3 or 4 pieces away. So can you sit there and go, we're not going to be able to address this before the deadline. Let's save our assets, get after it in the offseason. Or because you have Connor McDavid and he only has 2 years left after this year, you got to be doing everything you possibly can right now for this season.
Yeah, so what I would say, Dustin, I think you nailed it. It's 2 parts. Okay, so whatever your limitations are now, I don't want to hear how hard it is to make a trade. I don't want to hear how hard it is to try to get help for your team. So you might not be able to go as big leading into the trade deadline as you can in the offseason, but that should not prohibit you from trying to improve this team. They need a third-line center, full stop.
Yeah.
I believe that if they can get a third-line center, that should be their immediate – I think that should be their immediate priority. That's the one that you have to find a way to get, because without it, I think they'll continue to struggle. And you're right, the Pacific Division is not one of strength. It's not like the Oilers can't get through the Pacific Division. Now, that being said, then you get to the summer, and then you're going to have to look at trying to bolster the lineup in a significant way, because you nailed it. Like, you have to be all in. You're all in with what you have now, right, in terms of what your dollars are, and then you're going to have to be even more all in the summer to bolster this roster. Because anything less than that is a failure, and and you're letting down 2 of the greatest players that are playing the game right now.
So, Craig, if to go back to your comment about 4D and 7 forwards, to make a move of some substance, are you going to have to give up a blue chipper, one of those top 7, to do something of substance? Give up value to get it.
I think it depends who you're trying to get as your third line center. Is it short term? Is it just for this season? Is it somebody that can play for another season or another couple of seasons? And then also you're also having discussions on what may be available in the off season. So you have to factor all those together. I mean, I'm not giving up Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I'm not giving up Zach Hyman. So really where we start to get to is who you're prepared to give up. Are you prepared to give up Podkolzin? I would say no. That would be a step back, right? But if you're talking about Robert Thomas, and I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, sure.
Well, then you have to open up your mind there. But again, you start to look at, like, would you give up Isaac Howard for a third line center? I would.
What about Trocheck?
Well, okay, so you're getting.
He's got a couple years left. Right? The Rangers suck. I mean,
yeah. That's the point. So would you give up Isaac Howard? I'd do it in a second. Bye. Then I love Isaac Howard. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, but like what that type of player right now is coming in to help you right now. Now, and he's got term left. Absolutely, you're trading Isaac or Matty Savoy or whoever. Like those aren't blue chippers to me, Dave. Those are guys that like you have that I think are NHL players and have lots of potential. But you get Vinny Trocheck, yeah, you're making that move every day of the week.
Well, that'll be interesting. We got a hockey tournament, a couple of hockey tournaments, men's and women's here, and then trade deadline, and that's going to be a whirlwind of a week. I can't wait for that. Craig, we appreciate the time, man. Sorry again about your Patriots. I know you're not weeping, but it's okay if you are. It's okay to be passionate. That's all right. And we'll catch up with you next week.
I got to enjoy 6 Super Bowls. I'm not going to be fussy.
Yeah, you're good.
You're doing
good,
okay.
Craig.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, get out of here, Craig.
One of those wins was on that unbelievable play when they decided not to hand it off to Marshawn Lynch. So.
Oh, yes. We remember.
Good stuff, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
There you go.
See you later.
That's Craig Button hanging it on management. And we did the thing on Friday where we were ranking it. And
take that clip.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you how to do your job, YouTube.
Yeah.
That right there is the distillation of the Oilers as they are now.
Yeah. The way he described that team, how they are right now. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. They have a team construction problem.